guys, sorry. You guys are gonna see a halfway read version of this because Instagram just Instagram just shut me out without hello, hi. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. So that previous live will be gone. My phone just shut down. I don't know what happened. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm trying to pin the title again. I don't know what happens with Instagram when it just shuts down while a person is still busy with it's cool. Miss Wina, thank you so much. So I will just continue. Okay, I just try. Let me pin it. Yeah, done. Okay, so that live will not. That live will not be. Okay, now the phone is. Okay, cool. I don't know where I was, but Thomas has just disappeared, and someone is who's getting married. There's 4 names now that are Nandi. Nandi's getting married, and her husband has disappeared. Yeah, it is what it is. So for those who just joined, I was reading from Happiness is a Four-Letter Word, published in 2010. There's a movie. If you haven't watched have you guys watched the movie? I love the movie as well. The casting was brilliant. They cut off one character from this. There were 3 ladies. I don't remember who did they cut out, but there was a one dark character that they cut out in the movie because I guess they decided she was too dark. But yes, the part where the phone stopped the live is where the groom has disappeared, and now everybody's just being frantic about things. But yeah. Okay, so Thomas doesn't pick up. Nandi leaves a message. Next, she calls the best man. He doesn't pick up. You just watched the movie on Saturday. I should actually watch it. I only watched it at the theater during the time it was showing. I think there was we were doing a campaign of fill up. Was it the time? I don't remember. I think so. But yeah, I watched it then. I loved the movie. They cut the teacher character. I think, okay. So that would be, because I know the one who's cheating is there. And I know, who else? So the trophy wife is in there, who's Zaza. And Tumi is the one who wants the child. No, I think that one is there. But yeah, anyway. No response from his other friends either. I'll see if my husband can find him, says Zaza. Thomas must be around. Zaza comes around and hugs the bride. I bet he's having a private spiritual moment before he says, I do. You know what? You know that's something your man would do. In the meantime, don't stress. We'll find him. We'll help look for him. The twins speak in unison. They stand up and leave the room with Zaza. The bride, in a half-buttoned dress, starts pacing the room. She dials Thomas's number again. It goes straight to voicemail. Yo. Kalinyalo. She leaves another message. She does the same with the best man. She has worked so hard preparing for the wedding to make sure nothing goes wrong. How can he do this to her? Nandi feels the tears collect and spill over, warming her cheeks. The room is immediately filled with murmurs and exclamations. Haibo, umkhwenyana wenzani? Someone says. It's unlike Thomas to act this way. He's a responsible young man, Nandi's mother says. I hope nothing bad has happened to him. Ingane kasisi bakiti. On her wedding day, another person adds. Nandi, come and sit by me and stop walking around like a headless chicken, her mother says. Nandi obeys and takes a seat next to her mother. She keeps her head down and tries to control her breathing. She's too stunned for words. This isn't happening, she thinks. This is the worst nightmare to come true. Tumi and Princess come and crouch beside her. Tumi takes Nandi's hand and says quietly, "Don't worry, we'll find him, Chomi." A few minutes pass. No one is speaking. Nandi is sobbing softly next to her mother. "My baby, what's wrong with your face? Are you allergic to something?" Nandi's mother asks, examining her daughter's cheeks. She asks Princess to fetch a wet cloth. "What do you mean, what's wrong with my face?" Nandi shoots up from her seat and rushes to the mirror. She lets out a cry of horror and touches her swollen face as though it's a foreign entity, not part of her body, her perfect body. Oh my God. This wedding cannot get any worse, right? These are some of the things that end up like being cut out, like the small details that happen, and they become cut out of a book. Her lips are the size of the Drakensberg, and her eyes have completely disappeared. She's surprised she can still see. "Mama, what's going on?" "Tumi, what's happening? Why is my face swollen?" Tumi starts and then stops, unable to explain. The dress was dry cleaned and Nandi had a trial makeup run twice without reacting. The brunch earlier had been the usual affair. She had made sure there were no experimental dishes. There's a soft tap at the door. Thomas walks in. Nandi sees him reflected in the mirror. She impulsively runs to him and throws herself in his arms. "You scared me. I didn't know where you were. I thought you were gone. I called and you wouldn't answer your phone," she cries feverishly into his shoulder. "Where were you? Why did you disappear on me like that?" Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. The aunts ululate and break into another wedding song. "You almost killed us with worry, Mkhwenyana," Nandi's mother says with a smile. Abruptly, Nandi detaches herself from Thomas's embrace. She looks at him with a mixture of alarm and confusion. "You're not supposed to see my dress before the ceremony." She raises her hands to her head, then brings them down and tries to cover herself up. She backs away from him, whispering in disbelief, "You've seen my dress. Oh my God, this wedding is doomed." In a townhouse situated in a residential estate in Fourways, a popular cosmopolitan suburb northwest of Joburg, Nandi woke up with a start. She was shuddering violently and her pajamas were soaked in sweat. Dreaming of one's wedding was a bad omen, a very bad omen. "Thomas," Nandi called out in the dark, her voice trembling. "Darling," she called out again, reaching for him, only to be greeted by an empty space. Nandi bolted out of bed and searched every room in the house. Finally, she went into the garage. His car was gone. Nandi ran back to the bedroom, grabbed the cell phone from the bedside table, and with unsteady hands dialed her fiancé's number. The clock registered 1:05 a.m. Thomas answered at the first ring. "Thank God you're all right," Nandi said, gasping for air. "Where are you?" "Hey, baby, I'm sorry. I had to leave to take care of some business," Thomas responded. "But everything's sorted now. I'm on my way back. Go back to sleep. I'll be right there." Nandi looked at the clock again. "What business? It's 1 a.m. "I know. Don't worry. Just go back to sleep," he said, as though in a hurry to end the conversation. "I'll see you in a moment, okay?" "Thomas, what's going on? Where are you?" Her voice rose. He went quiet, then whispered, "I'm at Lunga's mother's place." "You're at Pinky's." Pinky was his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his son, Lunga. "Yes. And why are you there?" she demanded impatiently. Lunga was running a temperature. Pinky panicked. "Again, it's the second time this week you've had to rush to her place." Thomas was silent for a moment. "I know, baby, but I can't ignore her when she calls and goes berserk," he said slowly, as if deliberating over each word. "I get edgy if Lunga is involved. I'm not asking you to ignore anyone. Nandi's tone was indignant. I'm tired of you running over to them every second as if you don't have a life of your own. Right now, I need you here. What's wrong? Is everything okay? No, I'm not okay. That's why I needed you here. Her voice broke. Thomas drew in a breath of air. I'm on my way. I'll be there in 15 minutes, I promise. He paused. Nandi? What? I'm trying my best to make the situation work for all of us. Well, it's really not working for me. Nandi hung up before Thomas could speak. She returned the cell phone to its place, crawled back into bed, and lay staring at the ceiling. Her mind buzzed with thoughts about the 4 months that remained before her wedding, the promotion that she had been waiting for since she started her career as an accountant, and, of course, the minor pest in the form of Thomas's ex-girlfriend. She understood Thomas's responsibilities towards his child. Lord knows, she wasn't asking him to disown Lunga. It was the mother of the child who was the problem. Pinky was furious with her for finding love with Thomas. 2 years Nandi had known this woman. 2 years that felt like eternal hell. Life wasn't fair. All she wanted was a loving man and a peaceful relationship, not a lunatic ex-girlfriend with entitlement issues. Was that too much to ask? So that was a dream. But yeah, well, the first part of what I was reading earlier before the live was cut off, that was a dream. So Nandi's in a relationship with Thomas and they're just about to get married. That's Nandi's part. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Oh, it's already 17:35. I'm gonna read until 1:45. Zaza Zulu slowly opened her eyes. She was greeted by darkness. She lay still and watched unfamiliar silhouettes take shape and form around her. After a minute or two, her eyes adjusted. She became aware of a hand resting comfortably on her waist. Zaza smiled. How could she have forgotten? She turned, careful not to disturb the hand, until she was facing the owner of the protruding limb. In the dark, she could see his outline, a small round nose, broad shapely mouth, and a strong square jaw that had taken her breath away the first time she saw him. She wanted to run her fingers along its contours. She thought he was the handsomest man she had ever laid her eyes on. Zaza smiled again as she took the hand into hers, resting both on her naked chest. The owner inched closer to her and tightened the grip of his hand. Zaza closed her eyes. Bliss. Hardly a minute later, her pillow started to vibrate. Zaza cursed, her moment of ecstasy disturbed. With her free hand, she took the cell phone from under the pillow and switched off the alarm. Reluctantly, she slipped out of bed and felt around for her clothes. She found her bra and panties on the bedroom floor. She picked them up and negotiated her way along the dim hallway, following the trail of her clothes. It was the first time she had come to the flat at night, but she found her way around without difficulty. She liked the place and its shabbiness, the naked walls with the chipping grayish paint and the sparse second-hand furnishings. She found it unexpectedly homey. A 3 million rand house in exclusive leafy Bryanston was immaculate, perfect, filled with stylish furniture as if it were a television advertisement home, the type one saw on Top Billing, or a feature in Garden and Home magazine. Yet here she was in a dilapidated flat in Sunnyside, Pretoria, many kilometers from home. Hey, Zaza! In the lounge, Zaza turned on the lights. She spotted her cardigan lying haphazardly on a tattered down sofa, her slacks on the kitchen counter, and her shoes one on the floor by the entrance hallway and the other under a white plastic chair behind the door. She dressed and went to the bathroom. She splashed cold water on her face and dried it with the back of her sweater. She caught a glimpse of her face in the bathroom's cracked mirror and quickly ran her fingers through the knotted, tangle-free 3,000 rand weave. She needed to go home before her children woke up and came barging into her empty bedroom, demanding toast and Rice Krispies. She fastened the buttons of her cardigan and went back to the bedroom to wake him. Their first night together had gone well, despite her earlier misgivings. She had almost not come, had thought the idea of a nightcap too reckless. She had been cross with him for even suggesting they spend a night together. So what if her husband, Becky, was in Tanzania on business for a few days? That didn't give her permission to leave her children and whore around town all night. Oh, okay. That didn't give her permission to leave her children and whore around town all night. We might as well sit my husband and your wife down and tell them we're sleeping together. Zaza scolded him. She noticed he was getting bolder and increasingly reckless with his ideas. Last time they met, he had forgone the obscure and soulless hourly rated hotels they often stayed in and booked them a deluxe room at the opulent Westcliff Hotel, the same hotel where she and Becky had celebrated their 5th wedding anniversary earlier in the year. Zaza, guys. She was incensed. What was he trying to prove? And then a few weeks later, he brought up the idea of them spending an entire night away. I thought you might like spending more than an hour with me. I wasn't being disrespectful. I'm sorry, he had said, sounding genuinely wounded by Zaza's attack. As days went by, and with Becky often out of town, Zaza found herself thinking the idea of their spending a night together wasn't so preposterous anymore. They met at his work in Kempton Park after she had seen her children to bed and drove in his car to the flat in Pretoria. They made hungry love, ate pizza on the lounge floor, and drank expensive red wine in clear plastic glasses he found in one of the kitchen cupboards. Later, full and tipsy, they made love again, smelling the salami and wine on each other's breath. She couldn't remember when they had finally drifted off to sleep. He was awake, lying on his back and staring up at the ceiling when Zaza came into the room. The side lamp on the floor emitted a dull orange glow. "We must go, Bongani." She sat down and planted a kiss on his cheek. "It's getting late." He didn't say anything, only turned his head to face her. Their eyes met. There was such intensity and longing and something else, something endearing in his stare that she didn't want to let go of it. They were both intent on capturing the moment, perhaps afraid a blink would take them back to reality, a place where passion and tenderness weren't far short of mythical. Zaza's cheeks burned as waves of heat coursed through her body like small volcanic eruptions. "Do you ever wish things were different for us?" he finally asked, holding her gaze. "What do you mean?" Zaza laughed nervously and averted her eyes from his. She had never seen him so intense, so purposeful. "I mean, don't you wish we were together?" "But baby, we are together." "No, not like this. I can't stand this merry-go-round anymore. I can't stand the lie I'm living. Zaza, I want you. I'm tired of these stolen moments." He cupped her face in both his hands. "I think about you all the time. Each day that goes by without seeing your beautiful face or hearing your voice is like a wasted day. I live for our next meeting. I count the days, the hours, the minutes until I see you. I keep telling myself the feeling will disappear, that one day I'll wake up and not think of you. I go home to my wife and children and think, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I belong. Only I'm miserable there." Zaza stood up and walked over to the window. She felt the intensity of his gaze bore a hole through her back. The streetlights below flickered in despair. With the exception of the occasional car passing by, the street was deserted. If she left now, she could be home in 30 minutes. Everyone in her household would still be fast asleep. She thought of the day ahead. Becky was coming back from Tanzania that morning. She needed to fetch him from the airport. Then she planned on meeting with her friend Nandi for sundowners before spending some quality time with her family. She would work from home. There was no need to visit Etembeni home or be at the boutique. I'm sorry I've upset you. I can take you home now, Bongani said, coming up behind her. Zaza was startled. She hadn't heard him climb out of bed or change into his clothes. She turned to him, arms folded across her chest, and said, Yes, do take me home. Zaza is jolling, guys. Zaza the girl. I'm tempted to judge. The Bible says, let ye without sin cast the first stone. Do you, boo-boo? Okay, so Zaza is married and she is dating. She's cheating on her husband with a married man. And seems like they've hired a flat in Pretoria, and obviously she stays in Bryanston, but Ocholago Pitur. And yeah, hey, the lengths, guys, the lengths. But yeah, that was Nandi and Zaza's story. I loved this book. Now I'm gonna keep on revisiting all these books, and then I'm gonna want to go back and reread them. Lavonamar, this thing is a problem, guys. But yeah, anyway, that was today's reading of Happiness is a 4-letter word. I'm sorry for those who are going to watch this on IGTV afterwards. They're going to find a halfway read story because the first live just shut down and it didn't save. I don't know what happened to the phone, but yeah, sorry about that. Otherwise, get the book. That is Nozizwe's amazing Happiness is a 4-letter word. Nozizwe actually does have a Twitter book club called Happiness, the Happiness Book Club. But yeah, you can check that. I think #happiness book club, something like that. So today I went to Love Books for the birthday sale. They have a sale for the whole week. 70% off on books that are that have red dots. They've actually separated them from the actual book side. So the store, actually today, well, the sale is over now. The 11% sale is over for today because they were turning 11. So they had 11% off for all the other titles, including children's books. And then for the week, they had the 70% off. But yeah, that was that. And then when I got home, I got my wins from Nalibali. I won part of the 21-day reading challenge because Mo and I have been reading, so we won some books. These are in Setswana. I'm so happy about that. This is Naleti Ukai, so these are going to be for the twins. I'm so happy about that. And these ones are like for little tiny hands, but yeah, no, they're still eating them, so they're not going to see the light of, they're not going to see the twins' hands for now. But yeah, these are Setswana books. I'm so happy about that. So Nalibali rocks. And yeah, and these ones are from Jacana. Actually, they are all from Nalibali, but yeah, these are published by Jacana. These are in English. Such nice big books. I'm so happy about that. Yay! So I got like a delivery. Even though I didn't get anything for myself at Love Books today, I got some books for my friends who put in an order while I was there. But yeah, that was my day. I didn't read anything today, but I'll probably read something tonight. I got a delivery of it's not a memoir. It's not a self-help book, but it's creative memoir. I don't know. But yeah, I'll post about it this week sometime. It's by Lebitso Rampore. So that is it, guys. I know that we started around 20 past, so we still have a lot of time. But yeah, I'm done reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'll be reading a new book. Bye. I'll see. I'm not gonna announce it yet. Loved the reading. Can't wait for the next one. Thank you, lit_space, for joining. I hope this reading was good enough to convince you to look out for the book. Oh, I actually went to Books Galore, a secondhand bookstore. I went to the Linden one because I think they've got 3 branches. There's one in Rock Cottage, which is in the west. I went to the one in Linden because it was on my way back, and I found books. I found Fred Kumalo's Touch My Blood. I found Bessie Head's 2-in-1 book. I think there's When Rain Clouds Gather and something else. I'm not sure, but they still look so pristine, but they're secondhand. So I'm gonna get those because I forgot my purse and I didn't have a card. But at Love Books, I actually used SnapScan because Love Books is current like that. So I got to use my SnapScan app, and so I'll have to go back to Books Galore. So Books Galore is a secondhand bookstore, and they've got they do have a select few South African authors. So you'd have to go to the different branches or just call them. But yeah, I like browsing, so I'll put on my mask. Yeah, put on my mask. See, yeah, and I went to the store. Love Books is not available. I'm not sure if they have the actual store online, but they do have a website, but they're not online. The sale is your in-store walk-in, just like what Exclusive Books was doing. With the sale, they're trying to get people into the stores so that the old stock can go. But yeah, Love Books is on the way. They do have a website, but the sale is not online, so one would have to be there. But yeah, I think I'll go back again maybe Wednesday and go fetch my 3 books, because I got another one. I got The Secret for a friend of mine, who's been wanting The Secret. But yeah, that was my bookish day today. It wasn't a wasted day. I always say a day shopping for books is not a wasted day. But yes, I hope you guys are enjoying your working from home and you are good and you are washing your hands. And I hope you enjoyed this. Does Nalibali sell books? No. So Nalibali is an online platform. You can check nalibali.org. There's free books on there. You can download the books and read for enjoyment. So they encourage parents and children and people who have reading groups for small children, and but all the books on there are in 11 languages, and you can download them. So most of the time when Mo is reading, my son, when he used to do the book readings, he would do maybe 2-3 books in 30 minutes, and they're very tiny, but you download them and then you add them onto your device and you read from there, and you can print them. So yeah, just go to nalibali.org. So yeah, guys, I think that is it. Sorry, I'm just checking if there are any comments that I would have missed. Hi Tumelo, what's up? So I'm gonna go, guys. I've been blabbering on, but yeah, check out. Oh, there's another thing. Please go and support Blackbird Books. Their store is online now. So blackbirdbooks.africa, or just go on to now on Instagram. Go to @blackbirdbooks_Africa. They are online now. The website is live. They have an online, you can buy their titles online. So please, let's support Blackbird Books and keep them in business. Yeah. Thanks for the informative session. Enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for joining. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy reading for the evening. Just got a copy of Coconut by Dr. Kopano Matlwa. Awesome. Was I reading that the other day, or was I reading? Yeah, I was reading Coconut. Yeah, I read it. No, I think I was reading Period Pain. I didn't read this for the book readings, but yeah, this. I also covered it. Do you see how old my cover is? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I read this book a long time ago. Yeah, but yeah, I read this in 2007. Sure. Yes, I was reading Period Pain. I read this in 2007, and I finished it at 22:33. I even used to write the time, guys. Like, ooh, I was very nikinali oraya, no, it's. But anyway, that was it, guys. Don't forget, at Blackbird Books, please. At Blackbird Books _Africa, and then be supportive of them. Covers are just how book lovers show they love. I cover all of them. Like, listen, this is covered so nicely. I think Nozizwe was so shocked when she signed this book. She was like, it's covered. I'm like, yes, I've covered it. I cover everything. So all the recent books I haven't covered because nobody got time for that. I don't have time for it anymore. But I do still have like a roll of contact for all these books. But yeah, one day I'll get to it. But yes, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And I hope you enjoyed my reading of Happiness is a 4-letter Word. Bye.